Section 165. Having heard these words of his mother, Yudhisthira said, "What thou, O mother, hast deliberately done, moved by compassion for the afflicted Brahmana, is indeed excellent. Bhima will certainly come back with life after having slain the cannibal, inasmuch as thou art, O mother, always compassionate unto Brahmanas. But tell the Brahmana, O mother, that he doth not do anything whereby the dwellers in this town may know all about it, and O make him promise to keep by thy request." Vaisampayana continued. Then when the night passed away, Bhimasena, the son of Pandu, taking with him the Rakshasa's food, set out for the place where the cannibal lived. The mighty son of Pandu, approaching the forest where the Rakshasa dwelt, began to eat himself the food he carried, calling loudly to the Rakshasa by name. The Rakshasa, inflamed with anger at Bhima's words, came out and approached the place where Bhima was, of huge body and great strength, of red eyes, red beard and red hair. He was terrible to behold, and he came pressing deep the earth with his tread. The opening of his mouth was from ear to ear, and his ears themselves were straight as arrows, of grim visage. His forehead was furrowed into 3 lines. Beholding Bhima eating his food, the Rakshasa advanced, biting his nether lip and expanding his eyes in wrath. And addressing Bhima, he said, "Who is this fool who, desiring to go to the abode of Yama, eateth in my very sight the food intended for me?" Hearing these words, Bhima, O Bharata, smiled in derision, and disregarding the Rakshasa, continued eating with averted face. Beholding this, the cannibal uttered a frightful hell, and with both arms upraised ran at Bhima, desiring to kill him there and then. Even then, disregarding the Rakshasa, the casting only a single glance at him, Rikodara, that slayer of hostile heroes, continued to eat the Raksasa's food. Filled with wrath at this, the Rakshasa struck from behind with both his arms a heavy blow on the back of Rikodara, the son of Kunti. But Bhima, though struck heavily by the mighty Rakshasa with both his hands, did not even look up at the Rakshasa, but continued to eat as before. Then the mighty Rakshasa, inflamed with wrath, tore up a tree and ran at Bhima for striking him again. Meanwhile, the mighty Bhima, that bull among men, had leisurely eaten up the whole of that food, and washing himself stood cheerfully for fight. Then, O Bharata, possessed of great energy, Bhima, smiling in derision, caught with his left hand the tree hurled at him by the Rakshasa in wrath. Then that mighty Rakshasa, tearing up many more trees, hurled them at Bhima, and the Pandava also hurled as many at the Rakshasa. Then, O king, the combat with trees between that human being and the Rakshasa became so terrible that the region around soon became destitute of trees. Then that Rakshasa, saying that he was none else than Vaka, sprang upon the Pandava and seized the mighty Bhima with his arms. That mighty hero, also clasping with his own strong arms the strong-armed Rakshasa, and exerted himself actively, began to drag him violently. Dragged by Bhima and dragging Bhima also, the cannibal was overcome with great fatigue. The earth began to tremble in consequence of the strength they both exerted, and large trees that stood there broke into pieces. Then Bhima, beholding the cannibal overcome with fatigue, pressed his down on the earth with his knees and began to strike him with great force. Then placing one knee On the middle of the Raksasa's back, Bhima seized his neck with his right hand and the cloth on his waist with his left, and bent him double with great force. The cannibal then roared frightfully, and over arch he also began to vomit blood while he was being thus broken on Bhima's knee. Thus ends the 165th section in the Vaka Badha Parva of the Adi Parva.